Good morning, Gate City. How is everybody? Good, Bobby. Me too. Thursdays are always great, especially great to be with you. Beth Sheffield has our invocation pledge and Rotary moment. There you are.
The words today come from Thomas Jefferson. So, never put off until tomorrow what you can do today. Never trouble another for what you can do for yourself. Never spend money until you have earned it. Never buy what you don't want just because it's cheap. Pride costs more than hunger, thirst, or cold. We seldom repent of having eaten too little. Nothing is troublesome that we do willingly. How much pain the evils cost us that never happened. Take things always by the smooth handle. When angry, count to 10. If very angry, count to 100. So the words of Thomas Jefferson. I actually have two Rotary moments. Dale was reminded me of the fellowship and the friendship of Gate City Rotary and the gatherings that we've had and people over to each other's homes and just the camaraderie and friendship. We had a group of international visitors come and several Gate City Rotarians joined it, and it just enhanced the experience. And my other Gate City, my Rotary moment is I went to the Zone 3 Peace Conference and just hearing all the good work that Rotary does throughout the world. So will you please stand and we will say the Pledge of Allegiance. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Of the things we think, say, and do.
Is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned?
Thank you, Beth. You know, the beginning of that reminds me of what my roommate in college always said. He's always different from Thomas Jefferson. My roommate always said, why put off for tomorrow what you can put off for good? Let's see here. Sergeant at Arms. No, that cost $1. Sergeant at Arms, who do we have? Erica?
Yes.
All right, Erica.
Happy Thursday, everybody.
Happy
We
Thursday.
have two visitors today. We have Sean Roberts. Thank you for your service, sir. There you go. Thank you for this visit. He's visiting with Chip, of course. And then we also have a very special guest. Her name is Lauren. Lauren is the daughter of James Pegram. So Lauren can stand. Hi, good morning, Lauren. Guests here today with us, so I'll have Tom give us an introduction of who they are when it's time. Thank you.
Thank you, Erica. Let's see, Kevin, birthdays, anniversaries.
Yeah, we've got for the 6th, for our first birthday, is Dale Metzer. Rotary anniversary on the 5th, Charles Langdon, 17 years as a Rotarian. And a wedding anniversary is for James and Teresa Edwards of 32 years, and that's on the 5th also.
Announcements, Ralph.
Sir, changing of the guard, June 26th, that proximity we've talked about, $20 a head, probably the cheapest one we've ever had. And it's going to be a great meal, live music, no live music. It's going to be a great venue, a great meal, $20 a head. And Steve, you've got an announcement on how to sign up.
Yeah, so last night you probably saw an email. If you haven't, hopefully you will. The sign up is a little bit different than some of the other ones we've done before. You can't just go in there and click and be done. On this one, we do need to know also what your meal choice is. So it's a couple step process. So I've tried to put that in the email so you can follow that. But essentially, when you click on the link to go to the Sign Up Genius, first thing that's going to come up is RSVP now. So you click that, and then you're going to tell us yes or no if you're coming. Once you do that, right below that, you're going to have your meal selection choice. It only shows one meal selection, so if you are bringing a guest, you actually have to click another button as well. But you do the drop-down menu, it's got the 3 choices for your meal, you select that, and then you say add more if you're having a guest as well, and then it'll open up other drop-down menu lists, and so you can select their meal as well. I don't know that it's needed to have their name with the meal, but it's there, so you might as well put whose meal is for what, just in case we want to have name tags or something like that.
Yeah.
So we have that there just to be safe. Myth.
Do you have to sign up for Sign Up Genius to do it?
You shouldn't have to sign up,
So you
but
get RSVP responses?
yeah, so you hit the RSVP now. You will have to probably put in your name and email.
Oh, you hit the green thing that says RSVP.
I'm not sure, I'm not. There's a big button that says RSVP. Yeah, hold it up real quick, man. See, everybody see that? If you have any questions or if you're having problems with it, definitely feel free to call Ralph. That'll be great.
Ralph, we should have done the buffet.
That was my choice, guys.
All right, thank you, Steve. Dan Quinn, please tell us.
We're going to continue the fundraiser discussion for about 15 minutes after the meeting. So anybody that wants to stick around, please do. We've got some options today. So 15 minutes after the meeting.
Thank you, Dan. Any other announcements from the floor?
Happy dollars! All right.
Actually, I have 2. That change for.
Yeah, I got that. I'm getting ready to show you a check there.
I've got to thank Jim Kinney for reminding me. I had an article last week in Happy Tales magazine. Thanks Jim for reminding me about that. But more importantly, my kids finished their last day of school yesterday and had their awards banquet. Stephen finished 6th grade, Luke finished 3rd grade, both of them all A's for the year, so very proud of them. And Stephen, most valuable player for his middle school basketball team, so we're very, very proud of him.
All right.
Chips.
This is a 2-part. We were on vacation a couple weeks ago, and I wanted to do something special with the guys, my boys. So I took them fishing. Thought this would be fun, good memory thing. So we had a great time. We caught some. We just caught some little reef sharks. Those are about, like about the size of your arm. But they put up a good tug, and they were entertaining, and that was fun. So we had a great time, and I think that was a good memory. The second happy dollar is we were pulling the lines out of the water. We're almost done, about ready to head back to the marina. And one of the lines that's in the water still, it gets hit, and it starts whizzing. The line just starts paying out like crazy. And my son thought, we hooked a locomotive. This thing is, this is having its way with us. So what a great final catch to end on. To tug for a long time. Get it close enough to the boat to see. You've got a 9-foot bull shark here. My happy dollar is you just bent the hook and disappeared.
Very good. Oh my gosh.
Go ahead, Tom. Yeah, I'll get that.
Happy dollar, Dr. Andrews is taking over the care of our children, which some of y'all know we're unable to have any regular children, but we have 2 that have fur on them, and they are very important to us, and he's taking over the care of them. We appreciate it very much.
Thank you, Tom.
Yeah, if you're not taking your pets to this man, you're crazy. He's the best. He's the best.
How?
I'm gonna add one more since you said he's the best. And Dr. Andres, who is the best dog that goes there? Bella Stansel.
I'd like to chew on you a little bit over that house.
Well, I don't know. That Bella's a sweetheart. She's a sweetheart. One happy dollar is Rick. It's good to see you, buddy. I'm sorry I missed it last year, but it's a joy to see you every time you come, and we love your organization. And then second, soccer. The girls tried out again for soccer tryouts, and both Rosa and Victoria made the top Navy team, and then Victoria's team in the Wrangler shootout won the tournament.
How old are your girls now?
10 and 12.
10 and 12, man, they're gonna be solid stars. Oh, David.
Back from Hope Ride, and I've got a happy dollar. This dollar actually repaired my tire while I was over there, and so I brought it's one of the best tire patches you can put in. So I brought this one back especially for you, Buster. But we finished poor George. But we made it. We did the 1,000 miles, and the fundraising has just been amazing. The coverage has been great. I was just doing radio a few minutes ago with South Carolina and Denver, and we've had some open doors. We might have a magazine article coming out with O'Henry, and so just some great coverage. And next year, everybody's really excited about next year. I just haven't figured out what next year's going to be. So I'm selling what I don't know. Great to be back with you.
I think you need to.
It was too much fun to be honored for.
That's
I have two happy dollars. First, we went on a short vacation and just returned this week. Since I'm not flying enough, we decided to go to Costa Rica, so fly some more. I had a great time. Went to a small resort in the jungle, the foot of a volcano. But really for Cynthia, who's big into bird photography. So she was dragging around a 15-pound camera all day, and I did nothing. So I'm all relaxed, but we had a great time. That's my first. My second, I have to show something. Some of you know, they know, next week the World Championship Soccer is starting. A while ago, our company has a real nice giveaway. This is kind of a first bracket to follow everything that happens. A while ago, I brought a few here to our real soccer fans, which are really only Emily and Rachel. And then all kinds of people started nagging me, I want one too. So now it's starting next week. I have a few left. I have 5 left, so if people are interested, come to me after the meeting, and I'll give you. If there are more than 5 people, I will subject to a soccer quiz. Then.
Maybe somebody could win it in their rap. What? Zen? Okay. So what?
Okay.
Okay, all right.
Well, I did bring a guest. I didn't think it was time to introduce my guest yet. I have a hot date this morning. I'm trying to find out when he's going to start talking so we can leave.
Pass him around. Dale.
A couple of Saturdays ago, I went out and got some sandwiches for the folks that were working on the dock. And I showed up at 12 o'clock and nobody was there. I thought, is this the wrong Saturday? And then I went, the next thing that came to my mind was, what the hell do you do with 20 sandwiches? So I went driving around, and you know, these guys that stand on the corner help, you know who's hungry, and gave away the sandwiches in no time at all.
All right. All right. Where was everybody? We wrapped it up. Right.
We wrapped it up at 11:59.
Well, my happy dollar is I was up in Washington, D.C. for the last 6 days. There's a story here.
Yeah, okay. Get me home before
See, I was up in Washington talking about health care. I was trying to explain to them, but in keeping, I'm so happy to be back in Greensboro. In keeping with the spirit of D.C., my happy dollar is 2 happy dollars because there's extra taxes.
Jim.
Saturday, Dale Hopkins, Mike Allen, Mike's daughter Grace, Wilder, and his good buddy Chase all went out to Camp Weaver for what we thought was going to be a leisurely morning of assembling a playset. It turned in to be an entire full day of shovels and picks, concrete, and other kinds of stuff. But thank you all for coming out. I know Mike and his daughter were already going with foresters, but anyway, it was a workout. Let's just say that.
Good deal. Well, Grandpappy was watching the news the other day, and
one of the reports was that Obama said that he learned about the Veterans Administration scandal by watching CNN. And Grandpappy said, yeah, right. Nobody watches CNN.
All right. Dr. Sears will introduce our program today.
Many of y'all know that I've been involved with Youth for Christ as either a contributor and or board for 15 years, and I guess chairman for 10 because sometimes I keep getting roped into doing it. But no, I'm sorry. But anyhow, Youth for Christ chapter has been in Greensboro since 1948. Unfortunately, we're one of the best unknown secrets in Greensboro relative to how long we've been here. But the organization has reaches out to kids in schools in different areas. You're going to be hearing about it today. Wayne George is our executive director who's been here since 1971. Rick has been here 37 years-ish, I think. 5, 7. Okay. We have a lot of longevity, and it's an incredible group, and I'm happy to be a part of it. Rick has brought 3 people today that he's going to introduce and do our program today. Gate City Rotary has also helped this organization over time, and so I'm very happy to be a part of it and very happy to introduce Rick O'Hare.
Hey, Buster, where are you?
Right here.
I got another happy dollar.
All right.
Can y'all just picture in your mind Hal Stansel and I in little tank suits? about 45 years ago, Hal and I, about a mile and a half or so from here at Guilford Hills Pool, which is now underground, we used to strut our stuff there.
Wow, that was great after breakfast.
How did it go? Do a little bit for my dog.
I want to thank y'all for what y'all do for Greensboro Youth for Christ. This kind of is a report of return on investment for what you do. I know y'all don't get to see much of what we do, so just wanted to come and share a little bit about what we do and some students who have been involved. And again, just thank you for what you do. Each week, Youth for Christ works with about 700 students in schools and in neighborhoods, building relationships with them, teaching them life skills, teaching them how to just prepare for life. And we do that in a variety of ways through our weekly club meetings, through retreats, through camps. And again, we thank you for that. And you don't get to see that, so again, just wanted to take a few minutes just to bring that to you. I'm going to show a little slideshow. Every year we take students, this will be our 10th year, take students down to Managua, Nicaragua to work at a school that we helped start 10 years ago. And Lauren did not know she would be here. Well, Lauren Pegram, who we just met, she is 3 years into college?
Yes.
Yes. Well, when she was in high school, she went with us, so she had a big impact on what we were doing down there. We worked at a school that we helped begin, again, 10 years ago. The kids at this school could not go to school if it weren't for this school, because to go to school in Nicaragua, you have to own a uniform. And although that sounds, kind of trite, a lot of people don't have that. And so this school was started to help the poor of the poor, and the kids are able to go because the man, Henry Vargas, who runs it, raises sponsorships for the kids to help them purchase their uniforms to go to school. When we take kids down, we take them down, they pay their own way, they pay for everything that we do living down there, all the expenses of the supplies and things, so that the school doesn't have any extra expense. So just want to take a few minutes to show this, and then I'm going to introduce you to 2 of our students who are here today. Okay? The sound you probably will not hear, but if you know the song Phil Collins, Another Day in Paradise, you can just sing along with it, okay? I'll kind of explain a little bit while we go. You can get about 100 people in trucks or vans down there. These are typical homes for the people who don't live within the city. This is a new school. The original school was flooded in 2010, so they had to find a new place, and this was just it's kind of like just an outdoor flea market that we have that they have been renovating into classrooms. We spend a lot of time just doing manual labor, cleaning the place, painting the place, building things, and then you'll see in a few minutes, the kids weren't there the first 2 days. They will show up the last 3 days that we were there. And there's 600 kids at this school that started, again, 10 years ago with no kids. And Lauren, it's not too late to sign up. Most of us who go do not speak English. Most of them don't speak Spanish, but it's really neat, especially with our kids and their kids, to see how just the love breaks those barriers, and although they're not understanding each other in words, just their actions convey a lot. There are no Home Depots or Lowe's. You make your own cement, you make your own blocks, you dig everything by hand. That's making cement. The lady in the middle, Karen Williams, she's the principal at Northeast Middle School. She went down last year and is going back again, and she's caught a real vision for how the two schools, her school and the school there, can maybe do some things together. Dr. Reynolds, you may see some straightened teeth from your work in some of these pictures. At the end of the week, they put on a little program for us where they dress in their cultural garb and had a little program for us. That's their kitchen. Tarantulas and scorpions, everything. And this last picture, this is most of our group that we go. We'll have taken a group of about 31 down this summer. Okay. John and Kiera, let them fight to see who goes first.
I already lost rock, paper,
Okay.
scissors, so.
You might want to use it. I brought two students with me. They're both graduating seniors. John Wagner will be graduating from Northern Middle School, my bad, from Northern High School, and then Tierra Glenn will be graduating from Northeast High School. John to be a Gamecock and Tierra to be a Pirate. So John has been involved since he was in 6th grade, Tierra since 8th grade. They just wanted to share a little bit about why they got involved, plus why they've hung around so long. Okay?
How's everybody doing this morning? It's a little early for me, I don't know about y'all, but yeah, like you said, my name's John Wagner, and I've been in the program since 6th grade, and I'll talk about a little bit about campus life, the club meetings that we do, and then I'll get into a little bit about the Nicaragua trip that we did. Like you said, I've been in there since 6th grade, and back then I was a little chunky little kid, and then I didn't have a good amount of self-confidence at that point, and I showed up one morning just because, I had nothing better to do, and there were games and prizes and stuff, so I thought I might come out, and, I met Rick, and it was just like a place that, I could be myself, and it fostered a good community among the students, and I really liked that, and along with the games and the prizes, there was a good message involved. It taught the kids something about, everyday life, how to deal with bullies, how to deal with, unfaithful friends and things like that, and it's just good lessons to have. And by the time I got into 7th grade, going into 8th grade, I had become, started to come into myself a little bit, and I decided to become an 8th grade leader, and that didn't entail too much at that point, just because we did have high school leaders. So it was a good experience to have, and I ended up coming back the next year, and the next year, and the next year, and it was just a great time to foster that ability to speak in front of people, which kind of led me into my major of choice at South Carolina, which is broadcast journalism. So it just, getting in front of the kids every day, regardless if they're kids or adults, it's just nice to have practice speaking in front of people like I'm doing now. So it was good practice. And after that, being able to interact with the kids was really nice. My little brothers are in the program now, as my brother was an 8th grade leader, or was not an 8th grade leader, but he'll be one next year. I fostered them into the program, and they've grown as a result, as have I. And just overall, it was a great experience. It opens a lot of doors for me. I've been doing camps with Rick over the summer, and going places, Hanging Rock, and other places I wouldn't have otherwise probably gone. And they were just great experiences. Being up there on Hanging Rock last summer, that was definitely a good moment, because it was just very impressive. Being able to see what all God's creation out there. It was really nice. And then even the Nicaragua trip, that was something I've kind of held off on. He's been asking me to go since 8th grade, because he thought that I would be good for that. And I didn't take the trip until last year, and that was something else. Let me tell you, going down, we had taking 2 flights from Miami all the way into Nicaragua, and it's just going from Miami to Nicaragua especially. That was just a juxtaposition, because there's just so much in Miami and so little in Managua where we went. But that made a huge impact on my life, because it just puts everything in perspective. We're here, at this nice place and all these things, and you saw the pictures. They were, they're living in, shacks basically, and those kids, they don't know you, they don't know the language you speak, they don't know, what you've done in your life, but they will love you regardless. And that's just an amazing thing to experience, as well as just doing some good hard work. You saw it there. We mixed concrete by hand. And that was, I didn't think I'd be getting involved in all that, but we did that out there for, what was that, 2 or 3 hours, wasn't it? Mixing concrete, and in the rain too. That in itself, we fostered a community right there. With the people that were mixing concrete together, we started singing songs and just fighting through that. But just overall, that trip changed me in the best way, because it made me a better person, because I realized what I have, and I realized what I could not have, and it just gave me the opportunity to do hard work, and the opportunity to go back next year and do a little bit more hard work, and it was a great thing to do, and I'm glad I got the opportunity to do that. And if it weren't for campus life, you know, I think I'd be a different person today, and maybe not as good a person, and maybe not as a well-prepared person to go into a career in broadcast journalism. So yeah, that's about all. All right, thank you very much.
Thanks, John. And this is Tara Glenn. She is a senior at Northeast and will be going to East Carolina.
Okay, so my major is not broadcast journalism, so I'm not going to sound like him. So my name's Tiara, and I'm a senior at Northeast High School. I went to Campus Life as an 8th grader. They had it at Northern when I went there, but I didn't get involved because I didn't know what it was. But when I went in 8th grade, I kind of sat in the back. I was quiet. I just went to hang out with my friends. I got a good message, but then when I got to high school, like a lot of my other friends, I went to a different school in the county for nursing classes. And so when I came back my junior year, I was carpooling with my friend Brooke, who leads Campus Life. And she was like, hey, I have this thing on Wednesday. You can ride with me if you want, or you can like get your mom to take you to school. But Wednesday's not good for me because I have Campus Life. So my sister does Campus Life in the middle school. So I was like, well, I might as well just go. Like, I'll just sit in the back, pay attention, and then I'll just go to school. But when I got there, Rick was like, who are you? Like, why are you here? So then I was like, I went here in 8th grade, but I'm not really planning to do much. And then after I kind of like jogged his memory, because I guess I changed a little bit since 8th grade, then he asked me like about myself and what I wanted to do. And eventually I got this application, and I had to get all these like people to say that I was a good person. And then I started leading. And in the beginning, I was hesitant to like get up front because I'm not really confident with that, but like the more I started doing Campus Life, the more I got used to it, and now I'm standing in front of all these people, and I'm still a little nervous, but it's a lot better than it would have been a year ago. So, in the beginning, since I didn't do a lot of upfront stuff, I started sitting at this table, and every morning when kids would walk in, I just kind of tell them like, good morning, like, how are you, sign in, da 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 da. And every once in a while, he'd drag me up to the front, and I'd have to talk, and that wasn't that great. But then I went to Nicaragua in the summer, and that was great. I don't know how I ended up there, because that's kind of out of my comfort zone to go to a different country. It was my first time ever being out of the country, so I just jumped right in. And it was great because I got to see, and you guys just got to see, like, how different it is. Like, here, look where we are. Like, this is so much better than what they have there. And just to like go and see how people live, and to see that people are living with trash bags wrapped around sticks. Like that's their bathroom, or that's their room, or that's where they eat dinner together, and they have dirt everywhere, but they still sweep. And it's just good to see like how much we have. And so that changed me a lot. So when I started my senior year doing Campus Life, I had a different attitude. I was more excited. When I first came in, I was like, woo! Like, yay! And the year before, I was like, hi. So, yeah, I don't know. It just changed me a lot, and it made me more confident. And, yeah, so every Wednesday, our goal is to teach a middle schooler, like, a lesson that they're going to take with them for the rest of their life, whether it's about God, or just how to make it through their day, or make it through high school, or hopefully make it through whatever. And so, hold on. Yeah, so when they walked out of the gym every Wednesday, we hoped that they walked out with something, but every Wednesday when I walked out, I also kind of walked away with something. And Campus Life pretty much gave me a church home, which I don't really know if you guys are Christians, but that's like a good thing for me. I don't know where I would be, kind of like John, like I would be a totally different person if I didn't do Campus Life. So it's helped me choose a career path, because I really have like a thing to help people. So I'm going for nursing. And I'll be going to East Carolina, and I continue to do Campus Life because of the wonderful opportunities it's given me, and the confidence it's given me, and all of that stuff. So, yeah.
Again, Tara, when she says she wasn't real comfortable up front when she first got there, that is such an understatement. And I think it was so fitting. Last week we had our last Wednesday morning meeting with the kids. One of the leaders couldn't show up, and so there was a speaking part that wasn't taken. And I'm like, oh gosh, it's at the last second, who can do this? Kara just says, it's okay, Rick, I've already taken care of it. And just got up there and did an extra. Already had one part to do an extra part, but just being given the opportunity to be with kids, to work with them, to encourage them, to motivate them, to help them step out of their comfort zone, to help them learn that they can make a difference. Kids want to make a difference, just sometimes we adults don't give them that opportunity. So that's one of the real blessings that we have with YFC, and I just, again, want to thank y'all that y'all give us the opportunity to meet kids at camp. I will say that these kids, the trip that we do with Nicaragua and stuff, the funds that you give us don't go to that because they raise all their own money. There was one of the waitresses here named Angela. She came in and saw the brochure that we have on your table, which the brochures on the table talks about the different camps that we're doing this summer. She looked at it and said, I went to that camp. And then she starts talking about it, and it was probably a good 30 years ago when she started mentioning what the camp setting was, kind of remembered that. There are a lot of youngsters in Greensboro, Guilford County, who can't go to camp because of funding. We have a camp for a week for kids. They pay $25, and then we raise the rest. And if you send your children to camp, camps are not $25. So the funds that the Rotary gives to us helps us to be able to take kids who don't have the economic means to do that. Okay. Let me just open it up. If anybody has any questions for those guys. Anybody? Oh, I am so sorry. Debbie, you don't have to say a word, but at least stand up. Debbie works around the corner here at Greensboro Orthopedic. She also serves as a that's what I said. I was thinking Dr. Sears, Dr. Reynolds, Heath, okay. Right.
She's still a different doctor.
She works, and she's also the youth director at the local church, and she also gets up on Wednesday mornings to come over to Northeast Middle School to work with kids there. So it's people like Debbie that allow us to be able to reach as many kids each week. So thank you.
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm not that familiar with the program. I know Tom mentioned it to me before, but so weekly, every Wednesday, I guess I heard someone
Different
say.
days depending on if it's a school-based club, then it's this Northeast Middle's at Wednesday, Northern Middle's Thursday, but we're in about 11 middle schools, so each morning generally at a different school we're doing something.
All right, that's what I was asking. Is it always middle schools or is it middle schools and high schools?
Mainly middle school, but we're starting to get back into high schools.
Are you at Eastern?
No, not yet.
And so outside of the school setting, there's another setting that you have?
We do. There's a youth guidance or city life that meets. Those meet in the evenings, and generally kids, or right after school, kids are picked up from school and transported, or high school kids, they would be picked up from their homes and then taken to a central meeting place. Any other questions? Okay. Well, again, on behalf of all the YFC staff and volunteers, we want to thank y'all so much for what you do to allow us to reach into the lives of young people.
Thank you, Rick. Subscribe with today's date, name, and honor for speaking to us today. And if you would pull a winning ticket out of this bin here. Don't forget the cart fund buckets on your table. Just read the last 3 digits.
8, 2, 1.